My recording a bit of a moment to wake up because it likes to take its time. There we go. Okay, good morning, good evening, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. My name is D.E.W.P Kieran. I am the server's local soundboard. I make little noises with my mouth that will even make you go yuck, hee-hoo. But today I don't think I'm going to be making you do either of those for some reasons. And I will just preemptively say this is going to be probably higher angst. The reason it's called The Argument, which is the title of this FPS. So please self-care. Please self-care. This might get real bad. So yes. But anyway, could my wonderful FPS partner please introduce themselves and their character, and we can set this thing up.
Hello, it is I, MalaSorte, or how they know me in this server as Big Fucking Broom. Thank you, May. Hello, I will be playing. Sorry. You know, you gotta keep. You gotta make them lower their guard before punching. I will be playing today Carmiña Escornabois, but not her current iteration. This has been a few months back, I will say. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a few months ago.
Yeah, so that means she has learned nothing.
Yeah, this is set quite a few months before Carmiña's present time. Whenever the fudge that is, I look at Lucifer's travels and I shrug.
Wait. Give her time. We still have time for her to take a detour and make it a year.
No, don't you dare. But yes, this is set before all of that. And I will say, yeah, sorte. You want to set the scene. Where is Carmiña at the moment? Like, what is she doing? Because Lao is. Oh yeah, I'm playing Lao Vis Blind, by the way. Lao is probably coming over to Carmiña's because recently there's been some like he's noticed some things as she's been coming and going with dropping off shipments and stuff because he still gets his compost from her like he that's good stuff. He won't admit it, but it is good stuff.
She keeps the good shit specifically for Lao.
Look, if he wants to get the good fresh stuff, he's got to go direct to buyer. So
and listen, Lao might have been noticing that apart from the shit she brings him, she also sometimes brings like small trinkets or food or jam or hey, I found this weird tea. You drink that, right? These are dried leaves. That's what you are into.
You like these dry leaf? You like this dry leaf juice? You want some dry leaf juice? Sir, can I interest you in some dry leaf juice?
Lao might have noticed that, yeah, he might be getting a little bit more for his money than he should.
And as much as Lao likes getting like extra stuff, it's fine. But also, he's just, this is not something he bought, so he's paying a visit to Carmiña's farm just to see like. I don't know, just to see, just to check. This isn't the first time he's been here since their relationship of buyer and seller and stuff. You know, it's probably not the. It's probably like the first handful of times he's been there.
Just do me a favor. On Lao's way to Carmiña's farm, roll me a perception.
Wonderful.
You are not still on the farm, you are still on the forest.
Cool. Perception, which is buddy. That is a whole 12.
Wait, are you rolling with dice?
Yeah, sorry, I'm using physical dice. I'm using Lao's special dice for this, I'm sorry.
Nice.
Pretty.
I bought my own box of dice and everything, and I have everything set up, but I am not using them. I don't know why. For next FPS, I guess. What did you got? Oh,
I got a
sorry,
12.
sorry. I actually got that.
Good.
I didn't see that.
Good man.
Yeah, with a 12, like Lao sees this but doesn't perceive anything weird, and it's just it's just another person walking down the path that goes supposedly to the farm, just crosses him, and it's just like this kind of like white rat in a business outfit. Just you just get a stare down from this fella, like nasty vibes, but nothing else.
I'm gonna roll intimidation because business types in Lao. Oh dang! What's your intimidation modifier? That's a dirty 20.
Uh, damn. Okay. This rat actually like looks at you, but yeah, like you have an effect on this guy, and this guy has just now clocking you and is remembering your name and kind of like gives you a white bright.
I
But
just
his
imagine.
his response with the fear is like mixed disgust and seething rage. But it keeps walking and doesn't say anything to you. You get the feeling like if you hadn't intimidated him, there would have been some words.
Yeah, Lau doesn't have time for words with business types, but he will just give them a nasty sneer and a stare at their back, not at their face, just at their back. As they go. He's just gonna shake his head and his way further towards the farm, towards the front door, towards Carmiña's house.
Hi.
And
Do you go straight to the house, Carmiña? As you walk past, there is farm noises,
yeah, click clacking of bugs in the field.
cracking of bags. There is some generic metal noise that at this point you start thinking is just part of the soundtrack.
Look, just bug noises on the farm. That's part of the ambiance.
If you roll a really high perception, you can even hear chickens, even when there are no chickens in this farm.
I'm gonna try. Oh, that's an 8. He gets,
no.
that's another 12.
Yeah, with a 12, you hear some clack clack before actually checking yourself and going like, no, this is too generic.
No.
I do know this farm, and you ignored your perception totally in favor of what is really in there. I don't know if that's how it works, but I just woke
Through
up.
it. Drug.
What? Matt Mercer can come down here and fight me. Poor guy. I love this guy. Never mind. Anyways.
I thought you.
Yeah. Are you going straight for the living room, or are you gonna have a look around?
He is not actually going to enter like the house because again, this is the first handful of times he's been here. So he's just gonna knock on the door.
The door as always is open, and as it has become kind of like usual, Lao doesn't get an answer to the knocking. Carmiña needs
get an answer. He doesn't get an answer. He is just going to. He's going to clear his throat and to say, Carmiña, are you there?
Again, no answer.
He's gonna sigh and he's gonna check if the door is unlocked, and if it is, he's just gonna go through.
Hi. You are welcomed by Carmiña's living room, which looks. Oh my god, it looks busy. It looks busy. you haven't seen this much paper since that time you had to go to the city council to convince them you didn't have to pay all of these citations. Wait, have you ever gone to the city council?
Absolutely not.
Anyways, okay, better then. You haven't seen this much paper since you opened that secret drawer you have in your kitchen. Well, not secret, but definitely what is inside. You don't show it a lot.
Don't talk about the kitchen drawer.
The kitchen,
kitchen drawer.
the one with the citations thingies and the letters. Yes.
For people that don't understand or don't know, Lao has a kitchen drawer full of all of the supposed crimes/accusations laid against him, and mostly Sol. Mostly Sol's fault. Sol has a lot to answer for, and Lao is refusing to take responsibility and answer for them.
I'm just gonna say I have pictures all coming back home with a shit ton of parking tickets on themselves.
They're not even for Sol, they'd just be plucking them off of cars and trucks and just collecting them.
Look, Lao, they made a little dress.
Look, Lao, look, I got my own pile. Just add it to the burn pile, I suppose. He has a bunch of parking tickets. I have to note this down. He has a bunch of parking tickets that aren't his now.
The thing is, like, the kitchen table that is made for a few people. You know that it's kind of like a big kitchen table. It's definitely made to have like
a family table.
Yeah, it's a family kitchen table, sturdy and well loved. Is actually like just covered in papers, and there is a little bit of ink, and there is like it seems like Carmiña is working in several things at the same time. You see papers. You see a sea of papers. You can roll me a perception and check exactly what she's working on.
Oh boy, I wonder what he's going to get for perception.
This is for the table, but if you want a general perception of the house, I can also give you something about that.
Oh, I'll go with 18. I'll go with that 18.
Oh, nice. 18. Yeah, so basically, you realize that Carmiña is working in 3 or 4 projects, different projects. Some of them seem like proper letters, long proper letters. Others are like others you recognize as list of tasks. Some papers you can read. The letters are in common. It's quite easier to see that they are addressed to either neighbors or some kind of like, some of them look like permits, market permits. Others look like, hey, I'm just changing this thing, you are still interested on that, whatever. It's okay if I send you, like, are you, it seems like she's checking on clientele. Others are labels for her jars, and you recognize this because you have gotten actually like her, how do you say conserva in
a record player or record holders kind of thing?
No, conserva. 1 second.
It's okay. Take your time.
Conserva in English. Preserves. Preserves.
That's right.
Hello, everybody. Preserves in Spanish is conserva. There is little jars or preserves of jam and things like that. So you recognize it, and it looks like she has been having trouble making it look as pretty as usual. The calligraphy is like a little bit shaking, so there is a lot of crumpled, half-made labels on a corner. You would have never pegged Carmiña for a perfectionist. And there is also like lists of things to do, and there is what it looks an attempt to a calendar. It doesn't look like a proper calendar you will... wait, is that... Yes. It doesn't look like a proper calendar you will use. It looks more like she is counting shit with taking the moon, like using the moon. It's a lunar calendar. But there are things from going to the market to when to plant the stuff, when to help the bugs shit, when to move things, where to work, what to work on the next few months. What, like, it's like a list of things of steps she needs to do. And you realize there are steps that are like, they go from small things like just clear out this space, to then dig for the foundations, to then suddenly learn everything about masonry and raise a fucking house again. Kind of like that. It doesn't look work for one single person.
Just imagine this as like a physical wall calendar that has post-it notes stuck on it, and then more post-it notes stuck on the same day, and it's just overlapping post-it notes. I don't know if Carmina would use post-it notes.
Yeah, listen, there is so many. They are starting to glitch through the map. Okay, no, okay, listen.
It looks back, and then half of it is sunk into the wall, just vibrating. What?
Lao finds.
It could do that.
Okay. Carmiña is definitely not like, she's very, very plain and flat to the proper to the traditional cartoons. Old school.
Excellent. But anyway, getting back on track. Lao's gonna look at all of this. He's gonna. Can he see Carmiña, or is it just sea of papers?
Repeat that, please.
Can he see Carmiña, or is it just a load of papers?
No, Carmiña is not under the papers. No, she's not being bored by them. And
okay. He's just gonna look around, and he's gonna call out again. Carmiña!
What?
Who are you? What is all of this?
You don't hear her on the living room, but as Lao calls for Carmiña, she appears through the kitchen window, and she looks like she's from outside. Listen, everything is open here. She just hears someone in, open the door, and she's just like, "What? What do you?" Oh, and she sees it's you.
You say appear through the kitchen window, and I just imagine her clambering through the window.
Yeah, sure. You know what? Yeah, she sees it's you, and she actually gets up and climbs into the kitchen counter, trying to not knock everything she has around. And I'm gonna see how she gets in. Listen, I have done this. I'm gonna do an acrobatics.
Do it, Carmiña, do it.
She does it mediocrely, so I think like she knocks some stuff down, but nothing breaks. Lao realizes she doesn't even try to get it up. Like, it lives in the ground now.
It's just there. It blends into the floor. It becomes the background as soon as it touches the floor. Lao just kind of looks at this, and then looks around at all these papers, and doesn't know Carmiña very well at this point, so he's just... My apologies for interrupting whatever this is, and he gestures around with one hand, because, yeah, it's a lot of papers. He's just... I was coming initially just to see how the new shipment was coming, but it seems you are rather busy at the moment. And he's just looking at the table, which has a load of writing papers and pen, ink everywhere.
Yeah, listen, she looks tired. She has bags under her eyes, and her posture, like, she usually has this kind of like relaxed hunching forward.
Mm-hmm.
This one looks like I am absolutely about to pass out, hunching forward.
Cool, okay. Lao immediately narrows his eyes, sits up in his chair, and I'm gonna roll investigation, because he's gonna try and find a fucking chair to put her in that's not full of papers. Oh! Decent. That's another dirty 20.
Listen, Lao, listen, you kept saying that Lao doesn't know this place and all of that, but maybe that's him. That's him trying to convince himself that he doesn't, because he instantly, like, sees like, okay, the spots on the table are like the chairs are here, here, and here, and if I wave the papers, like yeah, the chairs are there, and if not, right behind you, because we are both at the kitchen right now. Right behind us, there is like the living room where there is a sofa. There is a big comfy chair. There is also one of those rocking chairs. There is plenty of spots there too. Like, yeah, there is still papers over there and books, but it's less crowded. Or you could sit in the kitchen too. Listen, Carmiña doesn't seem to mind shit being on the floor today. Fuck it.
Yeah, she seems in very much a fuck it mood, and from the looks of her, he can kind of understand that. But he's just gonna look at her, look towards the living room, and then just point and says, "Go, go sit down. Put some tea on." And he just points towards there and says, "You should probably sit down." And he's just gonna go and make tea into the kitchen, assuming you're gonna do what he says.
She doesn't respond, but she sits down with a huff. Huff.
I'm not gonna roll for Lao to make tea, not in this instance. He's just gonna come back with like 2 clay mugs, and he's gonna hand one over to Carmiña with one brow raised. He's not gonna get out of his chair. He's just gonna be so what exactly is all that then, I do fear to ask, but it seems you appear to be buried under all of this. What is it?
Work is it's just stuff I was working on. It's nothing. Just papers.
He looks slowly over his shoulder at the piles of papers, slowly looks back towards Carmiña.
I'm gonna say that Lao is looking, a small tower of papers starts to slide towards the side, and it's just like they are just falling from the table. You know. Anyways,
he's just not going to pick it up. He's just going to let that fall because he looks at all the papers. He doesn't think he can savor much of them at the moment. He just turns back towards Carmiña and says, "That doesn't look like nothing."
She just kinda looks down and just huffs again. It's fine. It's fine.
He's gonna look for somewhere to put his mug down and put it down. And then he's gonna turn around his chair and roll over towards the calendar. Then he's gonna try and pick it up. I don't know if you want to roll me anything for that, or if you just want me to take it.
Well, you can roll if you want to look at the calendar. You can. That way, I.
Oh, he's not even going to bother to look at the calendar. He's not going to bother. He knows there's too much shit on there for him to even begin to comprehend looking at. He knows it's justified.
And there is certain notes that are actually, I'm gonna give this to you. Like, you have understood most of it because Carmiña likes to draw next to things she writes. So, like, you see a bug where you assume it's like bug showing things, but there is other notes, and there is some tiny notes in common, but there is other notes that are in like a language you do not recognize.
That's fair.
You already know what it is.
Yeah, that's fair. Lao's just gonna kind of unhook the calendar from the wall very carefully, and then put it on his lap. This is before he got his sari, by the way, so he's just gonna roll over this thing on his lap with a blanket, and then he's gonna stop by Carmiña and click his fingers twice in front of her face and say, "Tell me, how look at this. Do you think this is a fine level of work?" He's just gonna hold this up and say, I don't know if you have anyone else working alongside you here, but I assume so, because I'd hate to assume that a single person is trying to achieve all of this.
She kind of like takes her hand to her temple and says, "Lao, this is a normal amount of work for a farm."
Oh, I'm not saying it's not, well, I'm not a farmhand. I wouldn't be able to tell you whether it is or it isn't.
Yeah.
But you didn't answer. You didn't really answer. I presume you have farmhands helping you with this then, and if so,
Yeah, I have.
they should be.
I have two, and she raises both of her hands.
He's gonna roll an insight. She does look exhausted. He wants to see if she's not lying. God damn you, you dumb bird.
You dumb bird! You absolutely.
I'm so good at this. He got a 2 plus 6. He got an 8. A 2 plus 6.
I mean,
not a 10. It's an 8.
I mean, is this to see if she's lying or to understand what she's saying?
Oh, she says she has 2. He's gonna assume that means farmhands.
She's waving her two hands on the hair like she's putting her two hands like, come on, Lao.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey. Hang on.
Sorry.
You're saying she's putting her 2 fingers up like between her and then Lao is the second one?
No. She's saying that she has 2 farm hands, which are her own hands.
Oh. Lao looks down. Those 2 hands of hers. He looks up and just kind of reaches over, pauses briefly, then he's going to shake his head and he's going to flick Carmiña in the ear.
She's gonna do what? Sorry, he's gonna do what?
He's going to flick Carmiña on the ear. Like he's just going to plink her ear.
Her ear?
Yes. A flick her on the ear.
Okay, wait, gosh, okay, today's...
Oh dear, have I started this already?
You get a slap in the hand.
Oh! Now pulls his hand away. Kind of glares a little and just...
She's not even looking at you, she's looking down, like... She kind of like had take her... So this is how it happens. Lao goes to do that, and I'm gonna assume that he expects like Carmiña's big huff and puff as always, like, you know, maybe some screeching, like he has gotten used to, but like nothing that is actually like antagonistic to him, just maybe a little bit annoying. But this time, like, she actually, like, it's almost like instinctive. She actually jerks her head to the side and slaps his hand away, and then she's not even looking at him, like.
Al was about to open his mouth, but upon seeing her reaction is not what he expected. He's just gonna slowly lower his hand and pull it away, and frown comes onto his beak, and the curls on the back of his head slightly curl inwards a bit tighter, and his outline, he just lowers his voice, and leans his arms over the top of his blanket, and just, Carmiña, this is not the... I am not a farmhand. I don't know how much work and how much a farmhand should be able to do in a day. But even I know that one person cannot run a farm by themselves. It's just... Unless it's a self-sustaining garden, which he gestures outside the window, I don't presume this acres of land is a garden. It could be a very nice garden, but it's not. This is too big for one person alone to handle. I know it's your prerogative to do what you want, but you cannot carry everything yourself.
Well, maybe the problem is not that the place is big. Maybe the problem is that the person is not big enough for the place.
he's gonna reach over. He's gonna slap her on the knee. Don't talk.
What?
Hmm?
Sorry, did he do what on the knee? What?
He's gonna tap her on the knee, like tap. Like just put his hand and just quickly tap it on the knee and then put it away. And he's just gonna.
You get a similar. You don't get a slap this time, but you definitely get Carmiña getting away from you.
Okay. Upon seeing that, he's gonna sigh and he's gonna link his fingers together and keep them to himself. He's just gonna. Look, even if you were a giant, you wouldn't be able to do every single thing in a day. It's not a matter of size of a person. It's a matter of the time a person has.
No, I mean that. I'm not saying like that. No, I'm not saying like that. I mean bigger here, and she kind of like literally punches at her chest in something that you are definitely you're 100% sure is it has to hurt.
Oh gosh, this is getting some emotional territory. Oh boy. Okay, Lao. Lao's just gonna fucking.
Hey, motherfucker! You have someone that is bottling emotions and is about to explode. How do you react?
He's just gonna. Oh gosh, he's just.
Lao, okay, I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Look, it's not true. He's not gonna do that. He just. Again, it's also not a matter of how. It's not a matter, I presume you mean how much weight you can carry, not simply physically, but how much of a burden you can bear. Even one person can't carry this much burden. It would take their toll. Even if you could carry this, let's say you can. It's sure you could probably carry this for a little while, but how long until that burden overrides you? How long before all of this, and he gestures over his shoulder, becomes your house? How long until this house becomes nothing more than a stack of papers that a light breeze could knock over? A week? A month? A year? Because from what I'm looking at, it's not going to stay together if you do this by yourself. If there's one thing that my mother has taught me, it's that you can't always do things by yourself. You need to learn to delegate. You need to learn to rely. He is kind of gritting his beak a little as he's saying this. Sighs again. So I don't know. Huh?
No, sorry, you're still talking. Keep going.
He's gonna say, I don't know what kind of a community you have around here, but surely there's someone you can reach out to assist you with this, and not just by yourself manage all of this.
Lao, roll me a persuasion check. But also,
Oh boy.
Before you start,
Huh?
Before Lao rolls, tell me, does Lao live by this advice?
By the supplies?
By this advice. Does Lao live
Does he live by this advice?
Yes. Or is he talking like, hey, bestie, I know how to do these things.
No.
It doesn't apply to me because I'm a big dumb bird, but
so I will say right now, at this current moment, he's being an incredible hypocrite. Okay. He has seen and observed how his clan behaves, and they are communal. They do rely on each other. He has seen and experienced firsthand that this is not something you can do by yourself. He just doesn't apply that to himself. He's exempt. He's different. He's a special boy. Um,
Roll me then a persuasion with
huh?
disadvantage, because
Disadvantage.
even if he has told Carmiña about his clan, right now, the way I see Carmiña is like she's very set in the present, and what she knows right now is what she has seen, not what she has been told.
Oh, sorry. My first roll was a 4. My disadvantage roll was a nat 1.
Oh God! Oh God! As Lao talks, you can feel he might not realize the temperature in the house is going down. There are changes in the background, definitely. I guess to accommodate the inner turmoil of the main occupant. And as Lao talks, Carmiña grabs onto the table. And listen, she's pure white, but the way she's grabbing it, you get the sensation that her knuckles are going white, and it gets absolutely. It doesn't calm her down. It makes her more angry, and she's looking at you, Lao, like you are insulting her to her face. Like you will have gotten a different reaction. You will have gotten a more tame reaction if you will have just said, "You are a dumbass," and left. You can see that she's breathing heavily, as if holding back from punching the table.
Okay.
Someone that might decide to count her breathings will realize that Carmiña is trying to do this thing, like she's trying to do breathing exercises. If you count the seconds.
Okay. I was gonna see clearly Carmiña was not. Something about what he said upset her. He doesn't know what. He's just kind of leans back, looks over at the papers and looks back at Carmiña and back at the papers and back at Carmiña. It's just, ooh. This is going to be even. Oh, fuck it, I might as well just say it. Do you actually have anyone that'll be able to help you?
Oof. 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 Kill her already, won't you? She just looks away and just kind of like bitterly says like, have you ever seen anybody else around here? Have you ever seen anybody helping me on the rounds?
I'm gonna roll a history. Oh, Lao, you dumb fuck. He has good modifiers in these things. He's just rolling like garbage. That's a 10. But I would say, even with a 10, he doesn't remember seeing anyone.
I mean, yeah, like, with a 10, he might remember the guy that was coming from the farm, like, when he came in here, but yeah, like, the only person Lao might have seen is close to the farm, is a short, kind of like paper crumpled. It's a toon that is basically. It looks like a very well made doodle on a piece of paper, kind of crumpled paper kind of thing. Short, stocky, angry too. Why is everybody so angry around these parts?
Something in the water.
Something in the water.
Something in the water. Yeah, Lao's gonna furrow his brow, just slowly nod and say, well, if you... back and tonk it on the back of his chair, and just put a hand on his forehead and cover his eyes, and he's just... Ugh. So you don't have anyone help you, and this is all piling up. Okay, alright, okay. And he just rubs his hand across his eyes, trying to think, and starts just muttering stuff under his breath, in a couple of different languages. You recognize one of them as Dwarvish, but you don't understand exactly what he's saying. He's talking very fast and switching between this and another language.
Cool.
Um,
Does he
and
does he curse? Carmiña knows at least one curse in. Oh, did you say Earth Dwarvish or the other one?
Dwarvish. So he's switching between Dwarvish and Orcish.
Okay. Oh god,
He's
those are a nightmare for
talking.
me to pronounce. Dwarvish, Orcish. Okay. Carmiña knows at least one bad word in Dwarvish.
I will say he's talking too fast for you to understand.
Oh,
I'm so sorry. He's grumbling and muttering, and it's just all kind of
that's
lumping together. It's
no,
some
that's
stuff.
perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe later. But he just sighs and just. Okay. Right. Okay. Fine. Mina, seeing as there's no one else around, and I do actually like all fertilizer is the best shot of fertilizer I've got around here, and one of the few people who actually takes my suggestions when I make them and do things. I've actually got nothing else better to do.
Roll me an insight.
Hmm?
Roll me an insight.
Okay. I'm rolling again. My dice are bullying me. Give me just 1 second. Fuck my dice. Fuck my dice. Guess what I got?
I'm gonna get you one of those like I'm gonna make you one of those dice jails.
It's a 1 again.
I won. I won.
1.
How do? Okay, I was gonna say like, listen, Carmiña actually like makes some kind of non-committal noise when you praise her shit.
He's too busy talking and muttering to himself to
Yeah,
understand what she's
Lao,
saying.
Lao, the only thing you perceive is that she's emotional. She's being so emotional right now. Oh no, what do you do? Someone
Not
send help.
perceive. Do not perceive.
Lao just perceives the vibes with a rancid, and right now he cannot distinguish less rancid vibes and very rancid vibes. It's just a mess of vibes and emotions, and oh god, what's going on?
Everything.
just
Everything.
just bottle shit up like everybody else, Carmiña. What the fuck?
Oh god. But he is going to continue on with that after seeing that little response. He's just going to say, if you don't have anyone else to assist you, apart from looking after my plants at home, I don't honestly do much else. I don't have a job, I don't need one, and it would be good for Sol to actually get a good run from here here to Toontown anyhow, backwards and forwards. It would get a bit more energy out, and they'd have an open space, and they haven't actually had anywhere. He's going to start rambling. It's just they haven't actually had anywhere open to run, and they're used to living in the woodlands. Admittedly, the open farm spaces are going to be different, but the woodlands and the forests, they haven't been exposed to that as much. So it may actually be beneficial for both of us if I came every now and then to assist you with both the paperwork and the management and just sorting this all out. And Lao is now devolving into a ramble.
Yeah.
He is offering you help.
Carmiña's just. God, I would tell you to roll an insight again, but yeah, you actually don't get like.
But it gives me, and then we can say
Yeah,
peg the dice.
you are offering what she understands here is that Lao is offering her like personal help, and like that actually touches her a lot. Today is a very bad day for her. But so basically she's not emoting well. Now, for whomever is listening, the way Carmiña is designed is that she doesn't have a lot of features, but she's like very, you know,
Expressive.
She's very expressive. She has a whole body to move. But sometimes when bushes get too big for her little body to contain, her face doesn't emote well. Because she's basically like, she has two big eyes and no mouth. And no, she doesn't even have browns. So yeah, like, this is actually very touching, but this, like, also, like, there's a lot of conflicting emotions inside her right now. I'm saying this for myself too, for everybody else. Sorry, sorry.
No, that's good. There are two wolves
There
inside
is
of Carmina.
there is two wolves inside of Carmiña, and both of them need to go to therapy.
Both of them need pats on the head and be told they are good wolves.
Yes. She's like confused and divided between being thankful and shame and a lot of shit that's going on that also had to do with the guy who were just anyways.
Yeah.
So I think, like, Lao just gets just the Lao's answer when he starts rambling is basically Carmiña just kind of like, her body is not as tense, but she is grabbing a few papers and she's starting to kind of like rip them off in tiny pieces. She's fidgeting with the papers she has in front of her.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna roll perception. Are you gonna notice this? How long is it gonna take you to notice? Fuck my dice. Fuck my dice. Fuck my dice.
They are
Fuck
cursed!
my dice.
They are cursed, everybody! The D&D experience!
Fuck my dice! That is the fourth nat one I've rolled!
Fuck this dice.
Fuck this dice. If I get another nat one, I'm gonna put it in dice jail. I can't. But yeah, so Al doesn't notice this, but he does kind of get to the end of his ramble by saying, could just be an extension of what we do already anyhow. If I come around and help you with all of this, perhaps I could just, I don't know, more extra fertilizer, perhaps I'd, maybe I could just, pay less for it, or perhaps I maybe be able to plant some of my own things here, because I admittedly don't have as much space in my apartment as I'd like, and it would be beneficial to have an actual open air sort of planting place for my my plants. Do we have an agreement? And he just sticks his hand out, shoves it in front of Carmina's face.
There is actually kind of like a slow reaction, and she actually looks around. And right when Lao thinks that she might not reach for his hand, she does, and just kind of shakes it. And roll me a perception for touch.
Oh boy. Right. Don't nat one me. Don't you dare. Not a nat one. Not a nat one, but it ain't high. You know, this actually, rolling O makes sense because this is at the very close to the beginning of knowing Carmiña.
This is a 9. Actually,
It's a 9.
Actually, what Lao gets from this handshake is that Carmiña hands, are soft, but on the inside they are very full of how do you call them? Let me write it.
Calluses.
Calluses. Yes. Repeat that for me, please.
Calluses.
Does that sound right?
Let's type it out as well, just so you know.
Calluses. Yeah.
Calluses.
Yeah, calluses. That's a double L. That sounds like G for me. Calluses. Okay. Perfect. Listen, even with a 9, he can realize that he doesn't realize the other thing, which I am not gonna give you because I'm learning how to play D&D and to keep things for myself. But I'm telling you, there was more.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. You can keep your secrets. It's fine.
I don't want to.
I know. I pat you so much. You can tell me afterwards. Make a note of it, and you can tell me afterwards if you want.
Oh, I will.
So now, if Carmiña reaches out and shakes his hand, as he lets go and pulls away, it's like 1-2 shake, and then he pulls his hand away. You can make a perception of your own if you like.
Alright. Perception. I don't remember what it was. Okay. Perception or insight, you said?
Perception. Be an insight.
Not one, baby!
You see Jack bugger all.
She
has although I will say, well, let me just write something down, and then I can bring it up later. But yeah, no, you don't notice anything as Lao pulls away and says, right, yes, okay, if we're in agreement, I suppose we should get started now and make some progress on it. What's the most pressing matter? And he just kind of claps his hands together, turns his chair around, and goes to the table, picks up a random stack of files, brings them back, and is like, we can go through these, and then we can see what we can do, yes?
She just kinda nods. She's like, well, pressing matter, I think we are past that. I guess the most pressing matter is whatever is about to die. We just can't. Clients. And definitely clients. And there is. So the way I have this organized is that living creatures first, keeping the clients second, the supply after that. I've been trying to keep in contact with some clients in regards of the supply, and I'm afraid I'm gonna have to let some go, and these are usually like old clients. They've been choose around because of, I guess, client loyalty, but I either meet the demand or I cut the clients. Problem is like I am more worried right now about fixing this place and just keeping everything alive, I guess.
Okay. That Lao reaches underneath his blanket, pulls out a piece of paper, and you see him use his pinky finger, or what would count as his pinky finger, and he starts to write with his finger as you're talking. And as you're talking, he takes note, looks at what he's written, nods, satisfied, and then he just turns to you and says, well, we could start with this, and if you want, Sorte, we can cut from here and just say they go over their options. Then we can jump cut if you want. You can go ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
I will say, by the end of the evening, Carmiña's shattered. Probably plops to bed, conks right the fuck out. So she probably won't notice this until like tomorrow afternoon or evening. But if Carmiña looks at her hand, she'll see there's a black mark.
Yes!
A very thick black mark. If she tries to wash her hands, it won't come off. But every time she touches it, with her other hand, she feels something weird. She feels determination, mostly. But then there's like, actually, you can roll an insight if you want to see if she can tell what she's feeling.
12.
Okay. So you definitely feel determination. You feel it's not, it doesn't feel like yours, but you're feeling it. You feel determination, and you feel just the slightest hint of something like you want to say it's satisfaction, but you're not quite sure. And then there's another flavour of something else, but you can't tell what it is.
Do you know that?
Yeah.
Do you know at some point, like, she's gonna, if she's trying to wash her hands and it doesn't come off, like she's gonna lick it.
Oh, you lick it, and it's weird because you can now taste the feeling too.
What? Taste the determination.
Like someone put like raw determination in your mouth and just glug glug glug.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's weird. Yes. Did you want to jump cut from here?
Yeah, we can jump cut. Jump cut.
Okay.
Yeah,
You can go forward in time. Also, I didn't know if you wanted to. Did you want to take a little break, or do you want to just keep like going through this?
How long have we been going?
Almost an hour.
Yeah. Let me refill my coffee and then we start.
Cool. I will take a little pause.
Thank you. By the way, I am not stopping my recording because I don't know how to put videos together. Hey, hello, everybody.
Oh,
Bye.
valid. Editing is a pain in the butt, and we don't want to do it if we don't have to. Katie, that's up to you. You don't have to. You can leave it running. I can just kind of sit and do whatever for a bit. All good to me. Yeah. Also, I hope you're enjoying this. Lao has rolled so many nat ones. So many. This man is incapable of high rolls today. Hello. Didn't have to rush.
Oh shit, we should.
Ow, bit of a tongue.
We
You saying, dude?
We should, like, one of these days I will remember to have, you know, like these advertisements they did in the draft house to read between takes, between stops.
Yeah. I do. I just talk into the mic about anything. So.
Oh, I could start reading poetry. I'm ready whenever you want to go, by the way.
Okay, yeah, so okay. I guess this is where we jump cut ahead. And we jump cut ahead a few months, would you say?
Yeah.
It's probably been a few months. And I guess it's Carmiña's turn to be approaching the farm from whatever she's doing.
She is probably coming down the hill. That hill. Today is a very busy day, but she has had to make, as it has been for, like, listen, the situation doesn't get less stressful even with Lao's help. Work, it seems like the more you work, the more work appears. And it's a little bit of a nightmare. So she is today coming down from a certain hill that is near her house. Sometimes she goes there with a little bit of flowers and maybe something to drink, sits down a bit, looks over the farm, breathes a bit, says her goodbyes and comes back down. for whomever is listening to this, and I should stop being so cryptic, that's the final place of rest of her two friends. So she's just coming back from that.
You're coming back, and probably in the distance as you're coming back down, you see Sol is just loping through the fields with the bugs, probably trying to get them to chase them. They're doing the thing where one dog is just hyper as hell and running round and just being mad, and then they do the pounce position.
Yeah.
And they start running around like crazy, and then the other dogs around them are just like, okay.
I would say that this is more like a dog that has never seen a cow trying to play with a cow.
Oh my gosh. I've never seen this, but I will look it up after this.
Yeah, basically the cow is like, what the fuck are you doing, smaller cow?
What the fuck are you doing, small cow?
Just but yeah, the back's steps for maybe Cornetan are mostly like very chill with Sol, and they are like, yes, the weird bug is trying to play with us again. To be young again kind of attitude towards the little thing. And does Carmiña know that Lao is today in the farm?
Oh yeah, no, Lao came by earlier.
Definitely.
Lao came by as his usual time with Sol.
Right.
Actually, Lao came by a little earlier. And he kind of came through, put tea on, as is now kind of the deal he does. He makes tea, and I guess sometimes you make food. It kind of switches up from day to day. And then they go over everything. But I will say recently, recently he's just been kind of showing up, and adding you a mug of tea, and then just like sorting papers out and organizing things for the most part.
Listen,
Yeah.
Lao will notice that if he has been sorting papers out, Lao will notice that there is also like still there is still letters coming to two different names, addressed to two different names. Some of them are legible, some of them are in Dwarvish, some of them are in common, some of them are absolutely blank, which are like weird as fuck. Those are usually addressed to someone by the name of Augusti or Augustus, or it changes a little bit. Like, it's like nobody can come to, like, nobody knows how it's really written. The ones
no verbal comparison to the spoken name kind of thing.
The ones addressed to Luca, Luca Silverhammer, are actually in Dwarvish.
Okay.
You are Lao starts to get like, Lao is not sure if that's a real name or is just a nickname. But yeah, those letters are, Carmiña just says to throw them away.
Lao? Gosh. I'm just going to do a quick insight when she says that, just to see. Yes, finally, good rolls. That is a 19 plus 6.
Nice.
Thank you, buddy. 25 insight when she says that.
The first time she said that, she was, she was making food for Lao and herself, and she almost burnt the food.
Oh, okay.
And after it, when Lao ate the food, because I guess he doesn't fucking care if it's burnt, he was like, actually, at last, some good food.
Last supper, delicious supper.
Lao noticed that this burnt food. Tasted fucking sad.
Wilted lettuce all the way. Ooh. Okay. He is gonna grab these letters then, and he's going to hesitate. He's gonna take these letters and he's gonna put them in his hammer space. He's gonna keep them for now. Because
Okay, make a note in your inventory. Make a note that you have
Yeah.
those, and I will get
Yeah.
back to you about what they say. Okay?
Yeah. Let me see. Oops. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, he's done that. Yeah. At the moment, he is just sitting at the table, going through the papers, and setting stuff up. Because yeah, recently in the past few months, he has been doing his best to help manage all this stuff, and he thinks he's doing well. Because I mean, he's like he knows how to do this sort of thing. Let's just put it that way. Management and such is something he's used to, or at least something he's been exposed to quite a bit. So yeah, Carmiña, when you come back, Lao is just sitting at the kitchen table with a mug of what you know is incredibly burnt tea, going through his papers. And he just kind of flicks an eye in your direction, gives you a brief hello, and then just keeps going through the papers, and is using one of his fingers to write another piece of parchment. You know, a letter.
Say, how will her... Oh, no, my coffee! Sorry.
Oh,
my coffee!
No, save the coffee. Save the coffee.
The coffee is saved, sorry.
Okay.
Is the emulsion spilling, okay? God, fuck.
You need to wipe it up. Do you need to wipe it up?
Okay.
Are you okay?
No.
Do you need
My
to get a towel?
coffee. My coffee. I will say that, tell me, how has Lao been... What is the definition of shit is going well for Lao? Managing stuff well.
It is going well. Well, in terms of this specifically, basically weeding out the chaff, he's basically looking at people who are willing and then is able to convince them in some manner to not help out around the farm, but at least whatever it is Carmiña needed from them, he was able to kind of talk with them and see what they could do, what kind of relationship in terms of like providing stuff, what they could provide in return. He was trying to see, okay, what little bits around the farm could he do, what bits could Sol do. He's just been organizing. He's been in an organizing bit of frenzy, and he's doing a pretty good job. Just making sure things are organized, really. Yeah, for him doing well is less stress on Carmiña. Carmiña does not have nearly as much a heavy workload. She has a much less heavy workload, actually. She's basically just doing the farm stuff at the moment. He's sorting out all the other things. Well, as many as the other things as the other person can do.
Yeah. I will say that these are all perfectly objective good things.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he's helping. Like he's
helping.
made her life easier because she's no longer having sleepless nights. She's bags under her eyes are maybe still there a little bit, but for the most part, he's gotten rid of the worst of it. He's helping.
I will imagine there has been a few situations where Carmiña has going to talk to Lao about doing something, and he has even already done it. It was already done.
Oh yeah, no, he's taken the prerogative. He started showing. At first, he started showing up at like midday, and then he started showing up earlier in the morning, and earlier in the morning, and earlier in the morning, and eventually got to the point where he shows up, and or even Carmiña wakes up and she goes to the kitchen in the morning, and he's already there. Like,
Wait,
he's already made tea and shit. And he's already, like, working through things.
this is okay. Lao, roll me an insight.
Wait, howdy. Give me a moment. Ice, are you gonna work with me here? Well, it's not the worst you could do. Not great. That's 10.
A 10.
10, yes.
With a plain 10, Lao, you get the feeling like there has been a few interactions regarding this business you have gotten yourself into with Carmiña, that you have gone to tell her, hey, this is done. And instead of getting like, you know, you know her a little bit more now. And you know how she reacts when she's happy. And you were expecting her to get happy, but you just get a kind of like quiet thanks. It's not dishonest, but there is more there. And I will assume that during these last months, you have not checked on that, because that's not the kind of bird you are. You know, to go around asking people for their emotions. But it
Fuck no.
But it doesn't.
Absolutely not.
It doesn't seem that Carmiña is sorting this specific emotion out. On the contrary, it seems that it's getting slightly worse. Now, it doesn't get on the way Carmiña treats you normally, nor in the way of your work. But with a 10, you realize that something, you don't know what, and you don't know why, but something is happening. Something is going on in that fluffy head of hers.
Okay. If that's the case, as she comes through the door, then he's going to look up from his work, give her a wave, and then he's going to look back up and he's just going to... Carmiña, it's good you showed up, actually. Did you want to... And he just kind of gestures at a pot that's already brewing on the stove. He's just... Did you want me to make you up a cup? I'm just finishing writing one of the neighbours about that... about the wood collection. They don't seem to want as much as we thought. I managed to actually bring that down. It's quite good. And trying to see if we can get any other materials to try and fix up the back garden, or potentially at least make a lean-to. Perhaps just stabilize some of the base groundwork, because I'm no masonry person. I'm no builder, no carpenter, but it's always good to have something in place just in case. And he's just writing down, and he's like, "Oh yes, and I also spoke to someone about that about the well. We can try and fix that up. I'm currently trying to grow some things to see if we can plaster that up or get possibly get another water source going, but that's going to be a little more complicated because there's a lot more involved in that, and I'm trying to find someone. Either if no one's willing to do it, then I suppose we could dig it out ourselves." And as he's saying this, he is just going along, making her a cup of tea, not paying much attention as he rambles.
Already? You are already... Is all of that already ready to go?
Yes, almost ready to go. One thing is almost ready to go. We're almost getting enough wood to be able to fix some of the other parts around the farm that needs to be repaired. The other things I still need to chase up, and obviously the one on the back burner is the water supply. But for the most part, things are progressing rather well, actually. We just need to find... I think we may need to find labourers for certain things, but for the most part, I think we might be able to manage this all ourselves.
Oh God, are we at the stage we are hiring people now? Oh, okay.
Well, not definitely. Not definitely. Only with your permission. I'm not going to go spending any of your funding on things.
No, yeah, I know. I'm just surprised we have gotten this far in so quick. I didn't know. I didn't know.
He's gonna put down a mug on the table opposite him and then just kind of go back to the place he was sitting and gesture at the seat and says, "Well, yes, well, we've come quite a long way since we first started, obviously. A lot more can get done with a pair of helping hands. But, you know, it's... Sometimes you just need someone around that, well, can do these sorts of things and get them sorted. And then you can do the things you need to do and want to do around the farm, and then everything else is off the back burner. It's not your problem." He's got like a little... He has got like a little smile, just slightly peeking from the side of his beak.
Oh
Not
no!
like smug, but like a small, satisfied kind of smile.
Oh no, you beautiful bastard!
Uh,
Lao,
yeah.
it's very obviously that you are still not getting the reaction you want. You will still get the reaction you have seen with a 10. Carmiña is just quietly looking at the mug, saying thanks, and just looking around as she's a little bit lost. Roll me an insight.
Yay! Well, buddy. Oh, now you roll well. Oh, now you roll well. Okay. Okay. Fine. Roll well. 23.
23. She looks lost. She looks like someone just pulled a rug off her feet. She is looking around like she doesn't recognize this place. She looks scared. She looks scared, and with what did we say? A 23.
23.
With a 23, Lao, she looks scared. Like the 23, you feel is maybe has to do with all the sudden changes. She's just lost.
Okay. Lao, the grin that Lao had on his face just slowly works down, and Carmiña's not looking at him, I presume.
No, she's kind of like looking at the tea.
Looking down at the mug. She's not to see, just as he knows she's not looking at him, so he's just gonna put on a very worried expression. Like, he doesn't have eyebrows, but his eyes are gonna narrow and furrow as if he did, and the curls at the back of his head are gonna start curling just a little tighter to the back of his head as he tilts his head to the side. His pupil expands a little and shrinks a bit, and just looks at Carmiña. I don't seem particularly pleased with all of this. I thought this was rather the point, isn't it? To fix things up, to make it, easier for you, to make things better and easier.
No, yes, no, you are absolutely right. No, this is exactly what we wanted, what I wanted. This is perfect.
Well, now, in terms of what I want, I'm doing this so that you get what you want. This isn't about me necessarily. I mean, it's fun.
No, yeah, this is perfect. Like I don't have anything to complain about.
I mean, is it pretty obvious that she's starting to fucking cry?
I mean, if you can notice it in my voice, you can notice it in her voice.
Yeah. He's immediately like leaning back a little, and he picks up the mug and he clenches both of his hands around it. He is not holding it by the handle, and he's just, "Oh, you don't sound like it's something that you want. You sound like it's You don't sound like you don't have anything to complain about. And if you do have something to complain about, don't be quiet about it. Tell me.
I know. I'm literally trying and I don't know what. I have nothing to complain about.
Well, if you have... not... What exactly is the issue here, then? Because we agreed that I would help you with this. There's so much less weight on you now. You don't have to deal with all of this by yourself. I told you I won't let you deal with this all by yourself.
I know, just say that. I know we talk about this, I don't know what's wrong with me.
Just furrows his brows, he's like, I'm no expert on things like this. I can't fix anything that I may have accidentally done or changed or what have you. If you don't know, I can't change it. I don't know what you want me to do here. I'm doing I've done the best. I think I've done a pretty good damn job.
Lao, I know you have done a perfect job. I know. I don't know why it doesn't feel right when it's right. I mean, I don't know.
He's just...
I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna... He can't help himself. Just let a small scoff and just... Don't apologize for feeling things. You can't help feelings. They're there, yes, but don't apologize for having emotions. That's not something you can really help having. It's simply... It's rather frustrating when... And I know you can't help this. This is not something you can help. But it's rather frustrating when something doesn't feel right and you don't know how to fix it. Because I must have done something here where something feels different and wrong and you don't know what it is, and so I can't fix that. Obviously there is something wrong because you're... Well, and he takes one hand off his mug, gestures up and down, you're like this. So something must be wrong here, but I don't know what it is. You don't know what it is.
Maybe it's me. Have you thought about it? Maybe it's me the one that is wrong here.
What? Carmiña, what are you talking about? And he just puts the mug down on the table and raises a brow at her, just... what do you mean there's something wrong with you? I mean...
Look at this place. The things you fix get fixed. I've been trying to fix that damn roof. You got it done in 3 days. I have been fighting with that roof for like months. Every few weeks, it will be right back at how it was. I've been fighting with this place. It has been eating me alive forever. Maybe I'm not made for this. Whoever else that comes along and takes a slight interest in the farm just manages to get everything fixed in...
Again, I repeat what I said earlier. You can't fix everything by yourself. One person alone can't fix everything.
I'm doing nothing, Lao. I'm doing nothing here. If I leave tomorrow...
Nothing.
If I leave tomorrow and you want to take this place, you will do much better than me.
What the fuck? Carmiña, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm sorry. Again, I'm sorry. I don't know.
Don't want your apologies. I want to know what the hell is going on. Why are you trying to get... What? I don't... The farm is very nice, but it's your home, it's your house. I don't want your house. I've got a house. I've got a home.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you want it. I mean, look at this place. Who will fucking... but I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that.
What the fuck are you saying?
I don't know!
Lao's just... gonna put a head in his hands and rub his forehead, and the hand around the mug clenches a bit tighter, and he just, I mean, I don't understand. I know something is wrong, but you won't tell me, and you don't know what's wrong, so obviously you can't tell me. But then, how am I going to help you? How I can't. I've fixed some things, yes, but apparently they're wrong, and I don't know how to fix those things because you don't know what's wrong. So, and now apparently, what? I don't know what the issue is here. Don't understand. We agreed that I'd be here so that there would be less for you to do. Things wouldn't be so hard on you, that you would be able to have actual sleep and eat and schedule and actually do things. So why is this suddenly an issue?
I don't know. I cannot sleep now, and I am worrying, and I don't know why I'm worrying. I just have time, and I sit down, and it's worse, and that's what I'm saying. Maybe I am the problem, Lao. I
think the problem is that you're not.
I was never meant to do this. I was never meant to do this kind of things. It was easy to fake when they were around, but this is what it proves. It proves it, isn't it? I was not designed to do this. She is crying now, big tears, like they are falling on the tea.
Al sets his mug down on the table and he makes his way around, and he doesn't touch her, because I like to think over the months he's learned, don't touch and upset Carmiña, but he does look at her and just... It doesn't matter what you're designed for. This place is yours. Irregardless of whether you're designed to do something, whoever was here before with you, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. This place is yours.
It does matter. It does matter.
How? How does this matter? How does it matter? Whoever it is that was here is gone, and now this is yours.
Yes, I realize they are not around. I know. I just...
Carmiña, I can't do anything to help you because I don't know what the problem is. I'm not qualified for this. This is something you need to speak to someone to. I can't believe I'm saying this, but you need to speak to someone that knows about this better than I do.
Oh my god, Lao, you just sent her to a therapist. Like,
Look, he's not qualified for this, and he knows this.
You get the kind of like this thing, like, I should have this under control. This is nothing. I'm okay. This is just a tantrum. I will be okay.
No, you're not okay. Stop saying you're okay. Stop apologizing for having feelings. You're not okay. It's not okay, and you're not fine. You're not having a tantrum. You're having emotions. You're having an outburst. That is different than having... It's different than... No, I don't... He just rubs a hand down in front of his face. I don't know these... I don't have words, okay? I don't have words. I don't know what to comfort you. I don't know how to make things better. I can't make you better. Need to speak to someone who can help you. I can't help you with this. I can help you put things together. I can help you keep the farm from crumbling. I can help you make sure that it's built up properly. But with things like this, I can't. I'm not qualified to handle this. This is not something I can deal with. Can't handle that.
She just looks angry, sad, like if she just ate a lemon. She's like,
I'm sure she's tried one.
You will assume like she has stopped breathing with how much she's scrunching her face.
Lao's not got any words. He's not giving me any words right now.
There is this heavy breathing again that you will recognize from, again, at this point, Lao knows that she breathes like this sometimes when shit is getting too much. And shit is getting too much. Like, the pipes right now are once again rancid. It's like the first day when all of this started, but this time Carmiña cannot contain it.
Lao is gonna look at the mug that's in her hands. Is she still holding it, by the way?
Oh yeah, and it's fucking shaking. Like it looks like she's about to break it.
Okay. He's just gonna his hands on the top of that mug and gently pull it out of her hands and smooth it to the middle of the table. And he's not gonna touch her, but he is gonna put a hand next to her hand so she can see it, and he's just gonna say, Carmiña, you need to calm yourself down.
Her hands, like, Lau will have to put a hand on the table because the moment she's not holding the mug, her hands go to hold the table. Like she's gripping on the table again. And she's like, I can't right now. I can't.
Now it's just... hey... just gonna make some, like, frustrated, like... noises, like strange bird noises. He just sort of clenches and unclenches his fist. It's just... look, I don't know how to help you with this, but you need... can't... This isn't something I can handle. I'm not someone that can handle this. Whatever your issue is here, I cannot handle that.
I know, and I'm sorry.
Stop fucking apologizing! Stop apologizing for having emotions.
I'm sorry!
Shut the fuck up, would you? I said stop apologizing! You can't help emotions. Stop apologizing for shit you can't help. You want to apologize for something you've actually done.
Ooh.
At this point,
Lao, the look she gives you, she is crying. She is absolutely crying, but the look she gives you is like, it's like right now it's like she has, like, it's like if you took one and, like, how do I say, I don't want to give a gross metaphor, but it's like she has taken off an armor that was actually her skin.
Okay. I will say also, as he says that... Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm just gonna say, like, there is a lot of emotions here that are definitely not... They are just coming along, pulled by the whole situation, but they are not related to this situation. It's just like... you open the drawer full of shit and shit keeps coming out.
Shit.
Shit!
I will say, as he said that, shut the fuck up, his outline suddenly went very spiky, and his hand that was on the table dug in as well, and his feather hand now more so resembles claws as he digs it in, because he is trying so hard to hold back his frustration here. He is trying his fucking best, but keep apologizing. And he doesn't know what you're apologizing for. Doesn't... just... frustrated? He's very frustrated. Yeah. Takes a breath. And he slowly lets it out, and I'm gonna roll this. Now you roll. I'm gonna roll this at disadvantage. That's what I like to see. Now, now is when, now is when I want the lower rolls. That's a 7. A nat 1 on his whiz save. He tries to take a breath as well, and it's not working. He's just mulling over everything you keep saying, and he keeps hearing you say, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, in his head over and over again, and his outline gets spikier. His outline gets a lot spikier. The slight barbs that were making out his outline now grow into more vicious-looking spikes, more vicious-looking thorns, as he looks at Carmina. And Carmina, you don't have to roll insight. You know what those mean. You've seen Lao get angry and pissed off before. You haven't seen him. You haven't seen the spikes get quite this big before.
Oof.
Seems very, very pissed off. Can't tell. I mean, you can only assume. Why.
And Carmiña sadly does it again because Lau doesn't know this, but it's integrated on her. She actually says, in regards of the getting help, say,
Mm-hmm.
I cannot go in. I'm sorry, I cannot leave this place.
Shut up. And he clicks a finger. And he casts command on you. You can roll a whiz save if you want.
I'm gonna say at a disadvantage because she is how she is right now. Like, she's a fucking mess. Hey!
That's 2 exclamation points.
At a disadvantage.
Oh, yeah. No, Carmiña. As he clicks his fingers, I don't know whether you see this or not, your eyes are a little blurry, but some black something kind of puffs from somewhere, and suddenly you feel something settle on your outline, and sink in slightly, and if you try to speak, you can't speak. You can't speak right now. Because Lao has commanded you to shut up.
Her hands go immediately to her throat. Allow roll me an insight.
I'm gonna roll that and something else.
Depending how angry Lao is, you can, if you think it's in character, you can choose it to roll at a disadvantage or not.
He did get a nat 1 on his whiz save, so... Oh, wonderful! That's not a nat 1, but it certainly ain't good. So for insight, that is...
Yeah, with an 8, you don't understand the look. You don't understand.
Not an 8, that was a 13. You're the one that rolled the 8.
Huh? With an 8?
He got a 13, not an 8.
Oh, a 13, sorry.
No, you're good.
Actually, with a 13, you see Carmiña's lose total control of her breathing. Like, she is hyperventilating now, and she has grabbed her own throat with a hand as the other one is grabbing the table so hard that she doesn't have nails on her design, but she's actually you can see that she's scraping the table, and you do not understand exactly what is going on, but you have never seen her like this. She is crying so much. Her eyes, you cannot look. Her eyes are no longer defining her face, and like.
Okay.
And the smoke is, and you know this, it smells sickening. The smoke she used, that shit usually smokes, it has started it has gotten so damn goopy. It has started to drip from the ceiling.
Okay. Upon seeing this, is just gonna. Spikes are still there, but they're gonna shrink slightly, and he's gonna sigh, snap his fingers again, and he's gonna take that command off of you. And he's
Nothing
just
changes in her behavior.
Shit. Lao is just gonna squint into his head, and he's just, Carmiña, I maybe shouldn't have done that, but I need to know if you're. I need to know if you are still. Are you still? Are you all? Asking if you're all right now seems like kind of a kick in the teeth, but are you able to speak? He's gonna roll medicine. Bloody hell! Why are you like this, mate? Can I scroll up? Can I get my things? Yeah, he got an 8 in medicine. He isn't entirely sure. He did take the spell off, but the behavior hasn't changed.
Listen. You can, with an 8, you can see that she's actually hurting her own throat with how hard she's gripping, but you are not sure if she could speak right now. You don't know what's wrong with her.
You say she's gripping her own throat like she's hurting herself?
Yes.
Okay. He's gonna widen his eyes and he's like, Carmiña, no, and he's just gonna reach out and he's gonna grab her wrist and he's gonna try and pull her hand away from her throat, because nope.
The moment you touch her, she actually, there is a slap and she tries to shove you or shove herself away from you, and I will say that she has disadvantage to her rolls right now, so I'm gonna go with dexterity, see how well she can get out of the disadvantage. Yeah, she actually almost trips to the ground, but she holds herself in the against the wall, but the chair is on the fucking floor, and she's just right now flat against the wall.
Lao is just gonna look at where his hand is still outstretched, slowly look at his hand, look at Carmiña, and then just slowly put it back and away. He's not gonna crowd her, because that seems like a really bad idea. Give me just a second, I'm trying to think of words. He's gonna go. He's gonna make sure that none of the exits are blocked, because that's usually not a good idea. But he's just gonna look at Carmiña from about a safe distance away-ish, and he's just going to say, Carmiña, can you hear me?
She's just hugging herself now, but again the grip is too hard, the breathing is too hard. She's pushing against the wall and she's just looking down, and she doesn't answer.
Okay, I know what Lao's gonna do. Okay. Gosh. Lao's gonna look around and probably gonna go to the living room and see if there's any blankets or anything there. And if there is anything in there, he's gonna pick it up and he's just gonna he's not gonna block any exits or anything like that. But he is gonna just like try and leave a blanket over her.
Dude, I'm so sorry, Lao. Like, like, let me check one thing. In the meantime, if you want, you can roll a how do you call it? Investigation, perception, or insight. You get different things from.
Okay. Roll perception, and that is a nice 13.
Okay.
Yeah, so 30 with perception. I'm just going to assume he finds that blanket and does in fact drape it over.
No, you find the blanket. With a 13 of perception, you realize that it's better to stay away from whatever goopy shit is coming down from the ceiling. Fun fact, that's actually poison spray.
Good. Good.
Carmiña does like a squid, but this time is poison spray. Yeah, like, do you realize that Carmiña right now is, with a perception, you realize her eyes are unfocused and that she doesn't seem to recognize her surroundings really well. She seems to stop shaking now a little bit. She's still hugging herself, but at least she's not grabbing herself by her own throat, grabbing herself by her own throat. Yeah, she seems to have stopped shaking. But are you approaching her with the blanket?
Oh gosh. If he sees that she is going for her throat again. Oh no. Okay, hang on.
No, she's not going for her throat again. She's just right now.
Okay, that's what I thought you said. I was just like, oh god.
She's doing her gripping, but on her arms.
Okay. He will just very slowly approach, and he's just not gonna say anything. He's just gonna lay the blanket like over where her knees and arms are resting, not covering her vision.
When you are going to do that,
oh boy,
she casts that. She casts entangle.
Oh boy, a strength save, my favorite. Come on now, what's your strength save, buddy? Oh boy, let's do it. Well, nope, that's a 10. Not the worst, but damn.
Oh my god. Against my spells. My spells. Oh no, no, doesn't mean. No, I'm sorry. Doesn't. Lao, you are. Yeah, you are in difficult terrain now. You are restrained.
Cool. The flavor? Is this like grasping vines shooting up from the floor? Is it like the floorboards coming up and creaking and like... How does this present?
It's actually, it's thorny vines, pure black. Like,
Oh.
imagine Blackberry kind of type, but with
Oh.
blackberries on it even.
Oh no. Oh dear. I have a question. Is it going for the chair or is it going for him?
I'm sorry, it's going for both.
Oh, cool. Let me just roll something. Woohoo! Let's roll it again. Can I get lower? Yes! Yes, I can! The one, yes, this is where the ones come in handy. Oh, ho, ho, ho. That's an at one on a whiz save.
Oh my god.
Wait! You cast Entangle, and the black thorny vines weave between the spokes of his wheelchair and up his wheelchair, and he sees this, and he panics and says, Carmiña, Carmiña, stop, Carmiña, Carmiña, no, don't, Carmiña, no! And he, black vines wrap around his, arms, and the minute that happens, you just hear a...
Ay, Jesus
Like-
Christ. Ay, Jesus. Ay,
Sorry, that
Jesus.
was very loud.
No. I just, Sorry, keep going.
You just hear a screech, and he starts to thrash in his chair very much. He can't get out though because the vines are grasping further up his arms, and they're wrapping around his shoulders, and they're wrapping around his waist, and his outline has gone from spiky like a radio wave wiggling up and down. Yeah, his pupil has shrunk to a tiny little pinprick, and Carmina's probably not paying attention, is she?
She is to the player, like she's kind of coming along a little bit, but she just looks like a wild animal right now.
So does Lao. Lao is reacting like one. He is thrashing in his chair. He's I'm not going to repeat that screech because it was quite loud, but he is screeching.
I guess.
He's not having a good time.
I guess that actually like makes Carmiña realize where she is a little bit, because this is kind of like a distinct sound, and she might not recognize it, but she's just like she starts shaking again, and now she brings her hands still creeping way too hard to her face, and you can see that she's looking at Lao and what she has done, and it's just like, oh, I'm sorry.
He's not listening. He cannot hear you. He is just, you just hear panicked bird noises, panicked screeching, thrashing. And if you want, you can roll me a perception.
Oh my god, baby, I'm so sorry. We are hurting each other so much here.
Yeah.
It's a 12.
12. You think the vines, you can hear the vines kind of weaving and wrapping and readjusting themselves to hold him down, and you can hear him just say, let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go! And you hear something else, but you can't quite pick up what it is. There's a weird noise. You can't hear what it is. You can't tell what it is, but there is a weird noise coming from somewhere. And I've got a roll. Actually, you know what? He is... I don't know whether you would allow this or not, but he's basically gonna just grab onto the vines, and he's gonna cast Inflict Wounds. He's gonna cast it. He only has up to 2nd level at this point, but he's gonna cast Inflict Wounds. On the vines and try to whip at them.
I'm gonna say that whatever if that is not how this works, I'm afraid. But
No.
I can say
try,
that
though.
yeah, I'm gonna say that either if for some reason that works or Carmiña drops the spell, nobody is really sure. Like, we can say that Lao is actually trying to cast something to get out of here, but Carmiña is actually panicking, but at least like she recognizes what she has done right now, which makes her in turn panic more. But like, I will say that we don't know what it works, but the spell drops. Oh,
Lao.
sorry, is he attacking Carmiña? Or is...
No, he's laying hands on the thorns.
Oh no, yeah.
Can't reach Carmiña. He's restrained at the moment.
It's not clear what works, if Carmiña dropping the spell or Lao actually trying to kick these vines' ass, but the vines just kind of like lose their strength.
Okay. Lose their strength enough for Lao to basically rip into them.
Yeah, for example, yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, he rips madly at these things. He's tearing at these things. The minute he can like pull them away from his neck, he's ducking down with his beak and he's just like snipping at them and tearing at them. You thought Carmiña looked like a wild animal. This looks like something caught in a trap. This looks like something that knows it's caught, like a deer that's got its leg caught in a snare, and there's a very hungry. Tries it might tugging its leg, it can't get itself free.
Yeah, I think these two are in a very similar position right now. No, continue, please.
Okay. I'm just gonna DM you something very quickly.
Oh boy, secret messages. I'm breathing. I'm just gonna say that right now Carmiña is actually trying to say I'm sorry, but like,
Words fallen deaf is Carmiña.
Yeah, like,
His
listen. She's, I don't think like she's actually like even realizing she's talking herself. You know, it's one of those high nightmare situations, high adrenaline, where then later you don't remember exactly what has happened, only that shit has happened, and you go like shit. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, also never seen Lao with this outline before. You've seen him angry, you've seen him very coupled times, somewhat happy, and you probably haven't. You've seen him get weirdly smeared like once. You've never seen this level of. Or you may have seen this like maybe once or twice when you were out like near a park or when you had to like pass a school or something. You've never seen it to this level. His outline is wiggling so badly. He doesn't look like a bird anymore. You can barely tell that he's a bird right now. Does Carmiña come closer? What does she do?
Sorry?
Does Carmiña come closer? Because he's still ripping at the vines and tearing them with his beak and ripping them off.
I wouldn't say she doesn't move away anymore right now, but I wouldn't say that she gets closer to Lao. Like, she's not in a headspace. Like,
okay. Well, if that's the case, you will also see that even when all the vines fall away, Lao is still in that state. He's still kind of clawing at invisible vines that aren't there, and instead of hitting vines, he's hitting his outline, and his beak again goes down to tear at invisible vines, invisible restraints that aren't there, and he pecks at his outline, and you see it start to fray and chip away very slowly.
Oh my god. This might get the reaction of Carmiña trying to reach with a shaking hand. Like, she's still hugging herself, but one of the hands just latches and is trying like this is just kind of like automatic reaction. She's not thinking, but she sees this and she thinks like she has fucked up Lao too much, and she's just like, she might try to cast something to heal, but at the moment, like, I will say that her ability to concentrate to cast something is a little bit, so she's not casting it right now.
Yeah. The minute you touch Lao, you get another one of those screeches. Again, I'm not going to repeat the screech because that was very loud.
Oh, it was amazing.
One of those panicked screeches. And You just hear, go away, get out, leave, get away from me! And you see him shout and scream these things at you. And then he kind of he's clawing at your hand, like he's trying to pull you away, but after like a couple of seconds, he stops. His outline goes still. Slowly, the hand clutching your wrist tightens. Not to hurt, just a firm grip. And you can clearly see that Lao's outline has gone from wiggling to, all of a sudden, very smooth, uniform. His pupil, so it's a funny thing. Pupil doesn't return to normal. His pupil doesn't seem to be there anymore. His eye seems to be completely white. And you can roll a quick perception if you'd like.
11.
It's hard to tell because Lao is basically see-through. He's just a black outline with no details, so his eye usually doesn't have many details either, but it seems obvious to you that there's a slight shine, a white silvery sheen coming from his eye. There isn't a pupil, it's across the whole of his eye, and your hand around your wrist tightens, Carmiña. And I will ask, I didn't give you much room, but I do apologise, but how did Carmiña react to all the screaming of go away, leave?
Is there anything in any of those leaves?
No.
It's just a normal yelling leaf.
Just normal yelling, go away, leave, get out, get away from me, kind of thing.
She does indeed take a step back. She will try to take a step back and...
Okay, that's where the wrist grabbing happens then, because when you try to step away, yeah, that grip tightens and suddenly looks very calm.
She's...
I'm already in outline.
I'm just gonna say that Carmiña is not still out of her panicked state, but this is the weirdest one she has had until now, because there is so much happening.
Yeah, a bit of a information overload going on. But yeah, I will say the hand on your wrist and the face that is loud looks up at you, Carmiña, directly in your eye, and you hear it say something. And in your state, you can't quite tell if you're imagining this, but Lao sounds very calm. Sounds very, very calm when he says, "Run." And you can roll a bit save if you want.
Okay. It's safe. I think this was... give me a sec. We safe.
Huh?
Safe. 8.
Oh, nope. No.
I mean, the dice knows.
Oh, the dice do so know. Carmiña. This is gonna feel a little different then. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, no, this feels slightly different. Feel something seep into your outline again. You also feel something seep from your outline kind of into the back of your head, and you can hear a heartbeat, kind of like a drum, kind of like a heartbeat, kind of like a drum, just dum 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 in the back of your head. And you feel something fill you. You feel almost wired. Nervous anxiety from earlier has been turned up to maximum, and you're trembling with the need to run. You're trembling with the need to go. You need to run. You need to leave. You need to go. You need to get away.
Is there something in her head again?
All you can think of right now is getting away, is running. That is your sole drive at the minute. It is all your head is full of. Everything else is foggy and cloudy. There is only, this is like a it's like a hyper focus. You are hyper focusing on this one thing very hard. What do you do?
I mean, does she has an option?
I mean,
next thing Lao might know is that Carmiña is not in the house and she's not in front of him anymore. And the door is open.
No. I'm gonna roll something here. I'm gonna roll a couple of somethings here. Okay. Okay. And you. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so 10 plus 6 on that. And then what's your thingamajiggy here? Where is it? Where's your thingamajiggy? Oh, right, yes. Cool. Was a look at your modifier. Okay. So he kind of clearly blinks himself back to reality and kind of just looks around. First, he's slightly confused before it all comes rushing back and hitting him in the head like, oh god, oh fuck, what? That all happened a lot. That sure did fucking happen. Where Carmiña was here and now she's not, and what fuck is going on? And he's gonna kind of quickly do a check to make sure there's no poison leaking from the ceiling. There's nothing. Nothing here is.
There is definitely still poison leaking from the ceiling. A little bit.
Okay.
But you realize it's sweeping into the beams quick enough that, okay, maybe it won't be a problem for long. I mean, nobody's gonna get up there and lick it. I hope.
But yes, he is he's gonna rush himself with shaky hands as best as he can towards the front door. He's just gonna stick his head out and he's gonna look around to try and find Carmiña, and I'm not even gonna roll a perception. He's not gonna find her, is he?
No. Carmiña's nowhere near the house. Lao, you see, tell me, anything close to the door that Lao has fixed himself? Is there anything close to the door that Lao has fixed himself lately?
I like to think that he was working on, like, I don't know, like an arch over the top of the door. Just like a little engraving of some kind, or it's still quite, again, the door's quite tall, but he himself have been trying to manage that and just get that sorted out.
This shouldn't happen. It seems weird, but it seems like suddenly whatever you were working on has aged like really, really quick. It's definitely in needs of repairs again. Rock is cracked in the middle and is like weathered down in what you know is not a natural process. And the house feels cold, and there is this really cutting wind you are not able to pinpoint where it comes from, and you hear like a distant wailing. There must be some window open on the top floor.
Al lifts a hand to his mouth. He lifts both his hands to his beak, and he takes a deep breath, and he lowers his hands. Because even if he called for her now, even if he called for Carmiña to come back, he doesn't know if she'll come back for him. He's not. He can't be the one to call her back. And he's just gonna flop his hands to the top of his blanket and stare out from the porch, and just gonna gaze over as he looks out into the forest across the farm to try and just wait there and see if she'll come back by morning.
God, Lord, I'm dying. I will say that it might be a few days until a little oversized beetle that is definitely not native to the area flies through Lauren's window and just smacks him in the middle of his crumpled forehead. And there is a little bit of a message in there. It's very shaky scratches. It's almost like chicken scratch, but Lawrence recognized the signature. It's just a little bit of a message of Carmiña just saying that she will be away for quite a long time, and if he can look after the bags while she's gone. Like, it's written in a way that sounds like, oh, something came up, sorry, I had to go, can you check what are my plans, please? But Lawrence has known Carmiña for a very long time, and this is a strange way for her to write the letter. He feels something weird is happening here. And on the oncoming days in the forest, the people that are working on this new construction spa thing, they report to their managers on the city that everything is going peachy. The attacks, there was this giant white spider attacking their machines and just basically not letting them dig and build the stuff and, cut trees down, have suddenly disappeared. Like, have suddenly stopped, and that the construction can return to the normal speed they were expecting to. Yes. Good news.
Excellent. Pretty good. Wonderful.
God.
And
I'm just gonna say these two are mirrors of each other. They are siblings. They are siblings.
You're the ones you care for most. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This man, unless there's anything else you want to do, you can close it up here.
No, I think like everything has been. I mean, we can still cry on record. on record?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was expecting this to. I was not expecting certain things to happen here, but oh boy, did they. And oh man. Gosh. I would just like to say before I end recording, thank you for everyone listening now and for listening in the future.
And if
Farm
you're
crew,
and if you're
come at
listening,
me. You say what you're gonna say.
no, I was gonna say, and if you're listening on the past, please stop, stop. You're breaking the time-space continuum. I cannot keep
Like,
fixing the timelines.
look, time's already been broken in the server. It's fine.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say farm server crew. If you angry at me, yeah. So come at me. Come at me.
Yeah,
Tell
but-
me what you think.
yeah,
I'd like to hear it.
Yeah, man, you're talking like Carmiña wasn't an absolute aster. I mean, yeah, but
Look,
I like to think they are mirrors of each other. Like that was very good.
I know, it was. Thank you so much. That was really good. Oh, and Luciver's Travels crew. If anyone is actually listening to this from Luciver's Travels, please don't hurt me. Please, I beg of you. Please don't hurt me. I only did it as a plot device. I swear.
Gun.
Other than that, yes. Any parting words, Sorte?
Hmm?
Any parting words? Last things you want to say before I turn off my recording?
I loved you.
See, everyone, Sorte loves you. Well, thank you all for being here, and we shall see you sometime another time.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye.